Right, we're here with Pam and Paddy, and there's some interesting things that's been going on with Paddy's farm. They had some unwanted visitors who appeared to, we'll go into the story in a minute, but they maybe appeared to take soil samples, and it sounds innocuous to start with, but there may be a lot more to it, and it's something that maybe a lot of farmers need to be informed about. And forewarned is forearmed. So if you know what's happening, and maybe the reasons that these soil samples may be taken for could be a genuine reason, or more than likely there may be another reason. So we'll get a chat here to Pam and Paddy. So we'll maybe start with yourselves on, what was it, Wednesday? Tuesday, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, Monday.
We
actually,
changed the
it
car
started.
on Monday and didn't think much of it. And then Tuesday, you rang me. He says, this car's still here. Will I go and see what he's doing? I says, I do that. So, of course.
I actually thought that it was something to do with the electric. Because on Monday he had went off to work and I was in the house and the electric was messing about, and I thought, this guy's working at the electric. Never thought anything of it on Monday. Tuesday the car was back there again. The electric flicked on and off again, and I went, uh-oh, this guy is working at the electric. So I phoned him and he says, go down and see what he's at. So I just drove down and jumped out of the car and I says, excuse me, can you tell me what you're working at? And he says, oh, I'm here doing soil samples. And I says, oh, right, okay, no problem. I says, thought you were working at the electric because our electric's been messing about in the house. And he says, no, I'm doing soil samples. And I says, that's grand, as long as you don't go into that field, you don't go into that field. And he says, I've been in that field. And I went, you haven't got the permission of the farmer to be in that field. And he says, oh, no, I do. I've got it in my map. And I went, I don't care if you've got it in your map, you still don't have permission. And that was just basically, I got him on the phone. We worked out that his land was put on with another farmer's land. And this guy was just walking about unannounced. Actually turned out that he hadn't even announced himself to the farmer who had given permission to have the soil samples done.
Just appeared.
Aye. And you were saying that it was on, he had a map.
He had a map.
It incorrectly showed your farm on the same map as this other man's farm.
Yes. Absolutely. And he was just walking in to opening the
He
gate.
included it in the other guy's
Property.
Included it.
So he's traipsing around, he's taking these samples. And did he say what the samples were for? What did he announce they were for? What he was sampling to find? Or
Honestly, he was a proper greenhorn. And I don't mean that in disrespect. The wee lad was a lovely wee fella. Do you know he was? But he was very naive to what everything was going to be. You know, what it was being done for. It was like he was through in at the deep end.
you'd maybe said that there was something that appeared in the paper maybe a month earlier where they were advertising this job, but you'd just seen it. It only after this happened that you kind of went back and realised that's what this job was for.
Yes.
So this fella's only just been a young fella hired in to do
literally
this.
that advertisement was a couple of months ago. So this guy has no sort of scientific background or anything like that. He actually told me he'd been working in a call centre for 15 years. Which, because I said to him, are you really desperate for a job? And that's what he told me, that's what he had been doing. Which I totally understand. You know, looking at the job description, I thought, I'd love to do something like that. That would be really interesting because you'd be out talking to farmers. And you would be, you know, out and about and in the countryside and stuff like that there. So I can totally understand why he would want a change of scene. Being stuck inside a call centre for 15 years.
Yes.
But he hadn't a clue. Like, my argument was, and my big concern was, if there had been a ram or a bull in that field, like he said, he was only going in 6 feet in through the gate. It wouldn't matter if a bull seen you. And if that bull had attacked him, whose insurance was that going to come out of?
Because he shouldn't have been on your land to start with.
He shouldn't have been there, he was unannounced.
And that's, people think, oh, that sounds strange, a bullet. No, that happens all the time.
Yes, of course it does.
I know personally people, their family, that happened to and killed them. So it's a real danger. And if he, like you say, hasn't been in a call centre 15 years, would have no idea about the dangers that come along with that, or
And walking onto land completely unannounced, even
Yes.
to the farmer who had
yes,
agreed to the soil samples, that farmer hadn't even the opportunity to say, well, don't go into that field today, or I'll walk you into that field
Yeah.
because there's a bull there, or there's a ram
Yeah.
there, or
aye,
he didn't even know about the gas line.
Right through
Yeah.
the ground,
mhm.
you know.
So
Because the white markers are sitting, and I says, well, you know, you're not even allowed near that because that's the gas line.
Not a clue.
Not a notion.
Aye. And
No.
that's had to be a wee post and event,
Yeah.
the sides and everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So obviously when they're being trained, they're not even being told these things. It is very vague how they're being trained. It's like, this is how you take the soil samples, screw the thing into the ground, put it into the sandwich bags.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
That's literally the extent of their training.
That's amazing. Aye. So they're just through in the deep end. They don't know. They're not from a. Sounds like he's not from a farming background. There's
No.
no idea.
No.
No idea the dangers to him. Never mind the downsides to the farmer. So you didn't allow him or didn't give him permission to be on the property. You didn't know he was coming because
No.
they had nobody contacted
No.
you.
No.
So out of the blue, somebody's come in, according to his app, that your field was included in it. So because of their mistake, your ground is now being sampled, maybe intentionally. Maybe they're making sure that the entirety of Northern Ireland is
Yes.
included in their map,
Yeah.
and they will accidentally, even
Yeah.
people who haven't given permission, they will
Yeah.
accidentally
Yeah.
sample their
We'll
soil.
just do this anyway.
And even though, yes, we didn't have permission, it wasn't intentional. Now we have the figures, and now your soil is coming up as
Being
Con-
contaminated.
contaminated.
Yeah.
Contaminated with what? With that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. So it's, you didn't give permission for it, and maybe the other farmer, whoever it was, had gave permission to it because I think there was some nudging going on that they had to give
Yeah.
samples
Well,
otherwise.
this is what has turned out. That basically, if you don't do what they tell you to do when they tell you to do it, you're not going to get your single farm payment.
That's right.
So they're holding, like it's the carrot and the stick, but they're holding the carrot and
Yeah.
the stick at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time.
It's pure ransom, like
Yeah.
you know. It's
Yeah.
you know, they know how tight farmers are getting it as it is. They know that they need that single farm payment.
Yeah.
So, for the threaten not to get that,
Yeah.
you know, that's a big shock for a farmer to take.
No, it is.
As well as that, when he's taking those samples, again, he didn't get your permission. For that sample to be valid, really, he should take a sample once you go to you
That's right.
and
Yes.
once you go to
That's
them.
right.
Because when they go off and sample it, maybe they detect something that isn't there, they make a mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a false
Yeah,
a
they're
positive
A false
read.
negative,
Yeah, they're
yes,
Yes,
or
false
false
positive
positives, yeah.
Yeah.
So their testing procedure may be like him.
Yeah,
Maybe it has only started 2 months ago.
Yeah.
They haven't experienced. They've set it up as a new wing to a company or whatever
Yeah.
else. So they could make mistakes, and your only validation would be your samples. But you wouldn't have got those samples because
No.
they accidentally come onto your land. That type of thing.
well, in the whole process of everything, we have found a friend who actually will be able to do soil samples in the new year.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And we have the soil samples that were taken on around the same time,
Yeah.
in the same way as what your neighbour's farm has been. So we'll maybe get them
Yeah.
done and compare
Yeah.
the two to see what's happening.
There's another thing as well with sampling. Usually when you take samples going towards a result. So if I was to take samples in the kind of trade I'm in, it might be for a chlorine content on cement or whatever to
Yeah.
tell the strength.
Yeah.
But when they do the test in your soil, are they doing a test of one thing they're looking
Yeah.
for, or are they doing a wide band of
Well,
40
this
samples?
is the thing,
So
because we don't know.
yes, so and maybe they're leaving out the things that are important that your
Yeah.
soil is very good for, that they won't sample for, but they're looking to find a thing to match their story,
Yes.
so they'll look for
Yes.
one specific thing.
Yes,
That-
like
this
they
is,
set the precedents.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah, but it is the nitrates that they are working. That's what has started them soil sampling.
Well, the nitrates might be the reason they are putting forward for the soil sampling.
Yes.
But same as they accidentally sampled your soil while they were testing the nitrates, they
Yeah.
might have
Tested
Also,
for
other things.
aluminium,
Other things.
barium, strontium.
yes,
Yes.
Yes, so
things that were found in Donegal soil.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is that could be used again. It's like police aren't allowed to search your car in a fishing expedition. They just can't come in and look around your car in the hope of finding something.
Mhm.
That's been found illegal a long time ago.
Mhm.
But
Right.
they're overstepping the mark here because they're doing exactly that. It's a fishing expedition.
Yes.
They'll go and sample it,
Yes.
and their findings will depend on what they find,
Yeah.
whether that you're in the right or the wrong of whatever line they draw.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So it might be the normal soil, like people with
Mm.
cholesterol levels
Mhm,
nowadays.
mhm, mhm,
Cholesterol
Yeah.
levels back with it, like the American version would be 300 or whatever.
mhm, mhm.
Nowadays they say it must be down below 150 or
Mhm,
something,
mhm.
but the natural level is 300.
Yeah.
So everybody will be found to have high cholesterol.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
your soil may be found to be high in nitrates,
Yeah.
Yes.
phosphate,
Yeah.
potassium,
Yes.
whatever
Because
they're
they've
looking
set
for.
the level.
Because they set the level, and
Yeah.
how do they know what is the correct level? Is
Yeah.
that based on
But
soil
there's
in Northern
there's
Ireland?
no mention of rejuvenating or regenerating your soil.
Yes.
You know, there's no solution at the end of it. It's just we're doing this, and this is
Yes.
what we're looking for, or this is what we're testing
Yes.
for, or whatever.
Mm.
And at the end of it, there's no mention of how they're going to help the farmers to change it or
Mm.
fix it or
There's no
remove
mention.
it.
Yes, there's no mention at all that it is help.
No.
They have an
No.
item. They haven't come onto your land. We're going to do testing for nitrates. Did they tell you it was for nitrates, or
No.
so you're
There's-
making this? You're making the assumption it's to do with.
I'm
Yeah.
making that
Yes,
assumption.
aye.
Yeah.
Because maybe that's what they've told the rest of the farmers that you know.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, this fella is only
Mm.
trained for
Yeah.
a short period of time,
Yeah.
so
That's right.
he maybe has no idea
Yeah.
what it's been. He's been told to tell them it's nitrates.
The interesting thing, out of everything that has happened, I ended up with a bit of an insider.
Uh-huh.
And this insider has told me basically that the farmers need to be concerned.
Mhm.
He says, I don't know that it's happening with good intentions.
Yes.
Mm. Mm.
Now, he has been amazing in some of the things that he's been sending me and information that he's been sending me. And I am being cautious about it
Mhm.
because you just can't trust anybody at this stage.
Yes.
But the thing that has annoyed me is Dara has obviously given everybody's details.
Yeah.
Mm.
So also then there's the data breach
Yes.
from AFBI.
Mm.
So Dara has given the details to AFBI of all the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever seek consent?
Mm. No.
Have they breached GDPR?
Probably.
It sounds absolutely as if they have. Yes.
Probably.
But it wasn't AFBI that were on your
No.
land. It was Tetra Tech,
Mhm.
which isn't a third party, it's a fourth party.
Yeah.
So how
Subcontracted.
did
Yeah.
they get
Mm.
the information?
Yep.
Where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
It's come from Dara. So
That's right.
Dara's dishing out everybody's
Mm-hmm.
details,
Addresses. you name it.
addresses.
Mhm.
Then you have this data breach of what is it, 200 farmers
Mhm.
who are now being targeted by environmental or animal activists.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The Ulster Farmers Union were posting about how to protect yourself against activists
Yeah.
because of the data breach.
Mhm.
But nothing's going back to why are they not being held responsible for this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going after
Yeah.
them for breaching the data in the first place?
Exactly.
You'd expect the National Farmers Union to be protecting farmers.
Yes.
You'd expect, even back with the things like Bovair and stuff, they had
Yes.
they called an emergency meeting along with a handful of politicians, and you're expecting at that time for them to come forward and here's things we're going to do or help whatever
Mhm.
else. But it just turned into an election campaign for if you vote for us, next
Yeah.
time we're in, we'll do something about it.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
it was absolutely no help to the farmers,
No.
and NFU was there as well. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. They're putting themselves forward as we have to show our head as if
Yeah.
we're doing something
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
But again, it's
Yeah.
there's nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's no help, there's no,
No.
benefit, there's no.
No.
information, there's no.
No.
We're going to do this in the next couple of weeks.
And
So-
Andrew Muir doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's talking
Yes.
about.
Mhm.
There has been a vote of no confidence. But it's not only that. The night that we went to the Econ Centre,
Mhm.
he stood with his WEF badge on him.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, he stood and ran away with
Well,
it.
he actually,
But-
yes, he
but,
ran
uh,
out. He didn't even take questions.
No.
Yeah.
To be fair, you know, Michelle O'Neill and Carla Lockhart
Mm.
stood there and
Mm.
took questions and took abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he run out the back door.
Go on.
I don't care what his excuse was. He was agriculture minister. He should have been there to the bitter end.
Yes, absolutely.
He should have been answering the questions.
And walked among the crowd and,
Yes,
and personally
yes,
with people and
yes.
what's your concerns, tell me what
But
to
to
do.
have the nerve to stand on that stage that night with that
Yes.
badge on,
Yes,
like we know where his allegiance lies.
Yeah,
Yes.
It doesn't lie with the farmers in Northern Ireland.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
and that's the thing. Say they pull up, let's say they're genuine and everything else. There's no actual thing where the results of this is going to go back to you and say
No.
you should add a bit more
Mhm.
potash or you
Yes.
should add a bit more lime or you should
Yes.
add a bit more.
Yes.
There's none of that's coming back
No.
to you. It's just their sampling for their benefit. So
Mhm.
it literally is for their benefit to know
Yeah.
what they can do with your land.
With the gun
That's right.
at your head,
Yes.
saying you have to do this or else you
Yeah.
lose your money.
And nothing will put you out of your own ground quicker than contamination.
Yes.
You're
Aye.
out of there.
And again, because you don't have your sample, use
Mm,
are
we
very
have
rare. You
our
have the
samples.
samples, but most of the people that's going to be done to, they won't have a
Won't
sample
have
to
it.
compare.
No, that's it.
No.
That's it.
No.
And no, everybody's just saying, oh, the fear of losing the money, they're just, oh, just do it.
Do it. Get it done.
Yeah.
Aye.
Whatever you have to do. And then Carla Lockhart is encouraging farmers to do this because it gets them their money.
Yes,
Mm.
With what consequences at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's probably well, it's not that well known, but I don't trust one single
No,
politician.
no, no,
And even when people think, oh no, that one not that
no,
politician either.
no, because there's a hidden agenda and,
Yes.
and as I have found out recently too, they're doing everything that the civil servants tell them to do.
Yes,
They literally are just the puppets.
yeah, we've seen it with other things like the health bill, where their answers were handed to them
Yeah,
for them to rubber stamp and send back, and then you would have a politician stand up in Stormont going, well,
yeah,
the councillors have voted on this, we can't go against their wishes,
Mm.
even though their wishes were printed out in a PDF, identical to every single
yeah.
council.
Yeah.
So this is the same.
Yeah.
It's a scam that's been handed out to people
Yeah.
where all
Yeah.
the councillors are rubber stamping
Yeah.
and that politician
They're
is.
all singing from the same hymn,
Yeah.
hymn sheet.
Aye.
What does that sound like? Five
Yes.
and a half years ago.
Yes, that's
Let's all join together and
aye. So
Mhm.
so let's
Yeah.
say again the WF badge and whatever else, and that soil sample. Let's take it that it is what it is, and it may not be in the advantage of the farmer. What could I use that soil sample for if I was a company, a large multinational company like Tetra Tech or whatever it is?
Yeah,
who
because
is-
I thought they were just based in Lisburn.
You know, that's
They're
Texas.
worldwide.
Mm.
Yep, and involved in solar power,
Yeah.
wind farms, AI
Yes.
information,
And it's all singing and all dancing.
all saying all the data centers.
Yeah.
So they may need some land to do whatever it is that they want to do. Say if they
Yes.
wanted to
Solar
run
farm.
solar farm,
Yes.
turn nice pasture land into a solar farm, like
Yeah.
one outside Kilray.
Yeah.
Green fields covered in solar panels.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Outside Lisburn, actually, too.
Yeah.
Lisburn
Oh, yes.
is just full of, just on that outskirts
outside
of it.
Ballymena too.
if
Yeah.
anybody had a brain, you would stick those above
Car
cars,
parks,
parks,
yeah.
roofs,
That's right.
all over the place
Yeah.
where it isn't
Right.
farmland.
Yeah.
So this kind of thing, and then you, so this is, let's say it is nefarious, and they take this soil sample and they turn around and say that your aluminium level is too high,
Mhm.
your land is dangerous.
Mhm.
There may be runoff comes off your land into
Mhm.
other lands, into the streams, kills the fish. So we're going to have a compulsory purchase on your farm.
That's right.
So we will buy it at the lowest possible value,
Yeah.
and we're going to take your farm that it's been in generations or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whether you own it for a minute or whether you've owned it for the last 500 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is the way for them to crowbar in, like
Mhm.
Bordelamona down south.
Yes.
If
Yes.
a farm has
Yes.
been, or some part of the moss has been sitting
Yeah.
and the children haven't been out, they've been
Mhm.
told they can't get turf off it,
Yeah.
and after they can't get the turf off
Yeah.
it, well, it's been left
Stop
abandoned.
using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're coming in and we're now taking
Yeah.
leg on
Like
that.
imagine telling them don't cut the turf
Yes,
in your moss
Yes.
and then just going and taking it off them because they hadn't worked it.
because you haven't took the turf. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
So something similar like that could happen here, and
Yes.
it sounds very like that. It doesn't appear to me as if, especially when they're bringing in people who are completely green to go and take these samples all over the
Yes.
place,
Yes.
and you're not getting a sample, so it's not
Mhm.
fair. Like
Yes.
then
That's
it's
right.
motorbikes and stuff like
That's
that. There,
right.
if you
Yeah,
do
you-
scrutineer,
yeah.
here's some petrol,
Mhm.
you take some petrol,
That's
and
right.
these things.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a standard thing to do any test. So if they're not doing that,
Yeah.
it's obviously
Yes.
a tell that it's
Yes.
underhanded.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, when you're being told farmers have a need to be concerned
Yes,
by
the
somebody
people.
who knows what's
Yeah.
going on,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So
it's a bit scary.
Mhm.
aye.
It is a bit scary.
So it turns out, so it's Tetra Tech was the company.
Yes.
They were subcontracted under AFBI,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
the acronyms will look up, whatever, Agriculture and Farming,
Agricultural,
Biological Institute.
food,
Yeah.
Food.
and biosciences industry.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it
Yeah,
is?
that's it.
And then they're below DERA.
DERA. So
Yeah.
DERA funded AFBI,
Mhm.
and then AFBI has
Employed
employed or subcontracted to Tetra Tech.
Now, without knowing anything about farming, without knowing anything about anything else,
Mm-hmm.
that multi-layer subcontracting
Mhm.
out
Yeah.
screams either like money laundering
Money,
or
of
criminal,
course.
yeah,
Yes.
or criminal activity.
Yes.
You have to constantly
There's
separate yourself from
Yes.
the actual crime.
Yes.
yeah.
So something bad
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
data breach, whatever else, that's
Yeah.
okay. AFBA hired them,
Yeah.
but above them,
Yeah.
DERA hired, and above them,
Well, it all
WEF or
comes
whatever
back
it
to
is.
DERA because, you know, they shouldn't be giving out anybody's details without permission.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
because your farm was right beside your neighbours,
Mm.
they should have known.
Well, they should have. Yeah.
Well, again,
But
they're going for farmers again. Farmers may not be tuned up on. I know a lot of farmers, and they're getting on in the years.
Mm-hmm.
And the kind of stuff that I'm involved in, or can see, they have no chance of learning the stuff that I'm on.
no.
There was local farmers to me, and they get handed a piece of paper, come in, they asked me, what is that?
What does that mean?
So I was looking through it,
Mm-hmm.
and they were asking him to volunteer, go around his fields and say what crops were in what field, and all the different details that went with it. And it says at the top, no, you're volunteering for this. I says, you know yourself, you volunteer for nothing.
Yeah.
So I said that whenever somebody comes to your door with a gun and tells you to do it, then maybe you have to do it.
Yeah.
But you do not volunteer information because it's not going to be in your advantage.
When I think about to down our part of the country as well, like I know a lot of older farmers.
Mhm.
All that kind of data stuff means absolutely
Nothing.
nothing
Yes, no.
to them. What would they know how to decipher what that means?
30 years ago, they were given a push for farmers to bring in computers, or 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And the local farmers again was asked me to come in and do the computer for them. And I was an ornament that sat up in their bedroom. I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But they were told they had to get it in and they
Yeah.
needed it for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
But it was just, it could have been around 2000 possibly.
Yeah.
And that was them having to get the computer in to fill in all those details for somebody else. So
Mhm.
they have no problem with spending your money
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
make their life
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
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 And this sounds similar. This is like that company Tetra Tech, and AI is a big part.
Mm-hmm.
AI relies on the data to start with.
Yeah.
So the data needs to be in there for them to chew on it.
Yeah.
There is another spin on this, I suppose you could call it. The beauty of my work is I hear everything because everybody comes in and tells me everything.
Yes.
So, as it is this week or last week, it was announced then that there was to be an increase in school dinners.
Mhm.
It was a
Price-wise.
50p or something
Yeah.
that were going up
Yeah.
in school dinners. So I had a mother in telling me that she's 3 kids at one school. She can't afford that.
Yeah.
That's just virtually impossible.
Mhm.
But they only get one roast dinner a week.
Mm.
And there's maybe one school that provides dinners for 5 schools.
Uh-huh.
So you have
Mm.
maybe 4 kitchens in the area sitting empty.
Mhm.
Then you have farmers who are ploughing vegetables straight back into the land again
Yes.
because they can't get rid of them.
Yes.
Mm.
I have been told over this past couple of years there was milk dumped
Mhm. Yeah.
because they didn't come to lift it in time or
Yep.
something to that
Mhm.
effect. A seed potato
Mm.
that was no longer needed
Mm.
had to be destroyed.
Mm.
Mhm.
There was a field full of carrots, parsnips, beetroot, turnip, ploughed back into the field again because nobody wanted them. And this week I was told that the apples, which have been a bumper year in
Mhm.
County Armagh,
Mm.
have been left to rot,
Yep.
attracting rats
Mhm.
because nobody wants them. Because there's the likes of Magners and all have so many apples in storage
Mm.
that they've no need for them.
Yep.
But then we're bringing in apples from
Far end of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
all over the world.
All over the
Yep.
world. Mm.
My dad's apples haven't been spread in years. I can't even remember
Aye.
when the last time he spread them. It was maybe over 20 years.
Mm.
But they don't want them because they're maybe a wee bit smaller or there's a wee mark on them and they're not perfect.
Aye.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with them. They're perfectly good apples.
it is a thing I was pushing for myself. And you said it perfectly with the schools and things like that. You're tied into these multinational companies and
Yes.
corporations and things. We nearly need to turn it round back on itself. And
Yes.
the farmers supply straight to
Yes.
a co-op that
Yes.
supplies to schools,
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
hospitals,
Yes.
everyone else.
Yes,
So-
hospital food is disgusting.
Yes. So people getting
And it's
real-
all subcontracted out. It's not like the hospital owns the kitchen anymore or the school owns the kitchen
Yeah.
anymore.
When Underham's Hospital started up, they were getting their meals made in Scotland and shipped over.
Right.
That's when they started up. They didn't have the kitchen up and going.
How do you
Right.
ship over food from across the water?
Well, the
How's
lovely
that going to be fresh?
cooked coming over, a prepared cooked dinner
Mm.
over and kept
And
warm.
then warmed up?
Well,
Kept warm?
either kept warm or they were transported over as cooked meals.
Where's the nutritional value in that if that's been
Yes.
kept warm for so
Yes.
long?
Yeah.
There is none.
Aye.
And like, I mean, when they talk about nutritional value for children and everything too, and oh, you have to have 5, then it was 7,
Aye.
you know, portions of fruit or vegetables a day. You go into the hospital to be cared for, to be made better, and they're giving you food with absolutely no nutritional value in
Plastic
it.
thing of yogurt or whatever else.
Yes,
That's right.
everything that's coming into the schools is frozen.
We've got an opportunity with farmers. It's a large body of people who know what they're doing. They're hard-working people.
Yeah,
And they need to be properly reimbursed for what they're doing.
yeah,
Mm.
Now, once that goes near companies and you go near your Tesco's and all that rest
Yeah.
on all the multinationals, they will strip everything down to the last penny.
yeah.
And if they can get somebody, they'll force you to jump through a certain number of hoops. And then when that puts you down to you're out of business, they hop onto somebody else.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because there's always somebody else waiting.
Yeah.
So they can,
But it's a trail of destruction behind them.
yes.
They've destroyed
Yeah,
everything they've
yes.
touched.
That company beside you that put out a business.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. They
Once
held off the payment for food from them for 180 days.
So again, it falls back to the politicians. The politicians should be setting up rules not to strip us
Yeah.
more money like they're doing with the
Yeah.
HMRC fraud bill or the
Yeah.
pickpocket bill.
Yeah,
They should be setting in place where you must buy 80% of your produce locally.
yes,
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
if it's a pineapple, you're not going to buy that from me.
No, of course not.
So,
No. Or
But if-
bananas.
aye, bananas. But if you go to Holland, they're full of greenhouses.
Yes.
So they extend their growing period. And I believe, I don't know where they are, slightly more north or equivalent to us.
Yes,
So there's no reason that they couldn't be put, instead of solar panels, they could be doing greenhouses.
exactly, exactly. You took the words out of my mouth because, okay, that food mightn't be suitable for, or that land mightn't be suitable for something, but it
Yeah.
could be suitable for something else
Yes.
with regenerated soil or putting the stuff back into it that it's lacking or whatever
That-
for,
That terrible poison that they talk about, carbon dioxide,
Ah.
where
Yes.
they pump it into tomato plants to make them grow better.
yeah,
That kind of
Yes.
stuff, that,
Yeah.
that evil stuff.
yeah.
The gas of growth.
Yes, aye. The
Yeah, that's
But
it.
it you know, it needs to be brought back to local. It
Yes.
has to be brought back to local or the farmers aren't going to survive.
That's exactly
Because they're
right.
sending the stuff across the water
Mhm.
to other countries from here and then buying in from other countries. It doesn't, how does that make sense as far as reducing your carbon footprint?
Yep.
No,
I was up-
Seriously.
I was up in Toom in the eel fishery, working on the refrigeration. I was all in the networks controlling the refrigeration. But they had a pallet of eels
Mm-hmm.
that was being frozen to go on a plane to go to Japan. So it's the eels in Toom go
Can they
to
not
Japan.
get eels in Japan? Is there no such
Well,
thing
that's
as
the thing.
eels in Japan?
Well, albeit these aren't just eels, these are
Northern
Northern
Ireland.
Ireland eels.
Mm.
I tell you-
Out of Loch
Fancy.
Ness. Out of Loch Ness.
Yeah, aye.
Wow.
these eels can glow in the dark.
Green
Uh-huh.
green algae.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So again, the green algae is another good example. The green algae, and they're pushing the blame for the green algae
On the farmers.
onto the farmers.
Mhm.
And it's probably very simple to work out that it has nothing to do with farmers.
No.
And if you look towards sewage and how it's
Yeah.
handled,
Mhm.
and whenever it rains too much, they pump the raw
Yeah.
sewage straight in. Whatever water treatment that went in the sewage gets pumped straight into the water.
Yeah,
And strange enough, has the same kind of effect where it creates the green algae.
yeah.
So we have green algae now at the minute, or this year or whatever else than last year. But it didn't happen until way back in 62 or 60.
Mm.
Can't remember
Yeah.
that 62 or 68. It happened
Mhm.
once for
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah,
And I'd say if you went back, you'd probably find that there was some big problem with sewage places there.
Probably.
Where
Yeah.
it's because it appeared for 1 year
Yeah.
and disappeared.
yeah.
So that's
Mhm.
not a natural occurrence.
No, it's not. No,
No.
it's not.
No.
But the thing about it is, when you have a company like NI Water or Northern Ireland Water with a full monopoly,
Yep.
and maybe the civil servants in their back pocket
Mhm.
you're going to get what you want.
Yep.
And you're going to do what you want.
Yes.
How can you argue with something like that?
Yes.
That's a big machine.
It's massive. Northern Ireland is over 50% of the workforce is employed by government.
Mm-hmm.
So they will ensure, that's full control of the country. More than
Yeah.
50% of the workers will do as they're told.
Yeah,
And they will believe it religiously or like a cult.
yeah,
So when they tell them it's nitrogen, or they tell them that it's COVID, or they tell them it's whatever else,
yeah.
climate, or sorry,
Yeah.
it's not global warming now, it's climate change.
Climate change.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
But again, it's coming to the stage now where they've got to the end of that cash cow. They've milked it as far as they can.
Yeah.
People are catching on. They now
Yeah.
realise that's a complete load of balls.
Well, Bill Gates has done a U-turn,
Yes.
but it seems to be that it doesn't cross the Atlantic.
Doesn't
Yes.
go over the Atlantic.
No,
Yep.
this news
Yeah.
doesn't affect our politicians
Yes.
or the
Good.
decisions that are being made in Stormont or Westminster.
Yeah.
Because they've jumped the gun, they're already moving on to oil. So they're making
Oh,
the money
yeah.
back from there again. They're bringing in Alaska and everything else, getting the oil line that Joe Biden was closing down. That's up and will be up and going again.
And Bill Gates is going after world hunger
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
and health, hunger and health.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
That'll be his synthetic meat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it tanked it.
It did tank.
Yes,
Yes.
which was everybody went.
That's right.
So and the shares went just fell through the floor. And
Yeah.
nobody would eat it. Nobody would eat it.
What do you think? Seriously?
Who would do it? But that's the thing. Even that,
Mhm.
it was to fool people into thinking that there was an option. If you give people an option, then you
Yeah.
can steer people
Yeah.
in a direction.
Yeah.
Cow farts are bad,
Oh.
but
So-
jets are totally fine.
Oh, totally.
So
Aye.
what?
So they fly their jet over to Brazil. They cut 100,000 trees down to create a road to.
Yes, I
to-
saw that. What's that all about?
Yes, for a conference in the middle of the place, so they can sit in the middle of a forest and say these trees are being cut down by us.
Yeah.
No, it's a great road to get in. So
Uh-huh.
and they flew over in their jets and then drove through
Uh-huh.
the road that cut down 100,000 trees.
Yeah,
But it doesn't.
It's Pecker's belief. Like, it is.
Yeah.
It's like, look what we can do. Fuck you.
That's it. Yes, it's at the
Yeah.
stage. It's at the stage where they're going. They're rubbing it in your face and look at
Rubbing
this.
it.
We can do
Yeah.
it right in front.
Yeah. Joe Biden was a perfect example.
Yes,
Look at the
aye.
asshole we can put in as US
Yes,
president.
Mm.
And you will follow along with it.
Yeah.
It was
That's right.
literally dementia or whatever else. He
Oh.
hadn't a clue.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, but it's again, it's artificial intelligence. It's,
Yeah.
he didn't have any intelligence.
So,
He really didn't. And artificial,
Yeah, aye.
nothing's real.
The auto sign. Yep, aye. He had the auto sign was signing the things for him.
so their Boviers backfiring big style in Denmark too.
Oh, we said it way back when it's coming in.
Mhm.
There's obviously no need for it. There was no, just like COVID, there was no need for the injections because
Yeah.
the virus was never a problem.
Yeah.
It was just another flu. There was,
Yeah.
and you can see it in the all-cause mortality.
Yes.
2020,
The numbers
there
are-
was no statistical
the numbers
increase,
are down.
even with them killing
Yeah.
pensioners and things like that
Yes.
in hospital.
Yes.
And forcing through in the personal
Yes.
story I told you myself about
Yes.
people being
Yeah.
ushered out away
Yes.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they had that, and even with all the work they were putting in, they couldn't raise the figures of the actual deaths in 2020.
Yeah.
There literally was no pandemic.
Yeah.
Into 2021, once they brought out their experimental
Mhm.
injection,
Mhm.
then the death rate shot up and have continued, plus all the other cancers and everything else that
Yeah.
comes with it.
Yeah.
So it's the same with the climate. The
Yeah.
Bovair,
Yes.
Mhm.
the problem
Mhm.
doesn't exist.
No.
It only exists in the media.
Yeah.
They create Bovair
Yeah.
to stop the cows farting, which is an obvious massive problem.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that poisoning cows is bad.
Mhm.
And then
Well, there's-
that could end up as a soil sample on your land that they test and find this stuff in.
That's right. That's
So-
right.
So
That's right.
in Denmark, it's mandatory. It's not, the Bovair
No,
thing.
no, it's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory.
No, that's why they can speak out.
Right. Okay.
They're not.
Over here, you're locked
relying
into a contract
on a
where you have to
payment.
keep your mouth shut
See,
if you're using it.
even
You're
the
not
word-
allowed to speak out.
even the word mandatory, people think that as you must do. And
Yeah.
It isn't.
No.
I've
No.
used that numerous times
Yeah.
over the last while. Mandatory is I tell you you must
Yeah.
wear a pink shirt from now on.
Yeah.
So you start wearing a pink shirt. You've now agreed to the contract.
Yeah.
I'm the mandator. You're
Yeah.
the mandatee or whatever.
Yeah.
the other way
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
And that's it. You've agreed to the contract.
Yeah.
So you tell me I have to wear a pink shirt, and I say no.
Mm-hmm.
That's it over.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's
No
mandates. No, there's no
No
consent.
consent.
So
No
it's-
consent.
Aye.
Yeah.
So
But the Denmark farmers now are speaking up. And
They're
there's been,
speaking up.
what, 3 that we
Mhm.
know of anyway that their cows have either died or taken sick.
Taken sick, keeled over. They were
Yes.
using the cow ambulance to take them away and all of
That's
that.
right.
The thing about it was they were being told that they were to feed 365 days of the year. So the cows were never going to see daylight again.
Yeah.
Where's the animal activists there?
Yes, aye.
Where are they,
They
going,
weren't, they
you know,
weren't paid to go there.
yeah,
Completely natural.
this can't happen because it's not natural for cows to be stuck in a
Fed.
shed fed crap,
Yep.
poison,
Poison.
and putting it into the food chain.
Poison.
And it's even in history, if you go back not too far, 20 years or 30, 25 years into the 80s with BSE, whenever they were feeding cows with cows. You don't normally get cows coming around the field jumping and biting another cow. And eating
Yeah.
it.
Don't seem to be.
It doesn't. It's not a trend.
No.
Never caught on.
It's like the HPV vaccine. That's
Yes.
alright if your daughter's going to be a prostitute.
Yes, aye. It's totally unnecessary, and they're given in America whatever is the Hep B. So if you're a drug addict or a prostitute, and it's
yeah.
given to a child in say the first hour of
Yeah.
life, completely
Yeah.
unnecessary. Will never be a problem, but it's
No.
being done.
Yeah.
Being done.
But that's the same. So Bovair was the same.
Mm-hmm.
Being introduced for a problem that doesn't exist
Yeah.
to create to fix a problem that isn't a problem,
Yeah.
and you have to pay for it, and you must fill in a piece of paper. It gives you them the control. I come onto the farm to check if you're doing it.
Was that an old problem reaction solution?
Sounds like it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't it?
Alien dialect. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you have artificial going onto the land. You have
Artificial.
sprays in the orchards.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like there has to be, it has to go somewhere.
Yes.
Has to go somewhere.
You know, and what happens if you're trying to do something organic on your field, but your farmer next door, and then it's coming down into your field. Soil samples are contaminated because it's on your field
You,
from running off his field.
you lose your organic status because the
Yes.
next door stuff is blown onto your
Yes.
field. The girl down south that does the farming stuff, you see her in the pulley tunnels and all the rest
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Yes,
Same
Chloe, yes.
She was doing her stuff and she turned around and pointed the camera, and there's the field next door where the farmer's spraying their
Yeah,
field.
yeah,
Says, what can you do?
yeah.
So
Yeah. I know somewhere around the Arts Peninsula there was a beekeeper
Mhm.
had got all the farmers on board with don't be spraying the things because it was killing the bees.
Yeah.
And like there has been a big, emergence now of beekeepers
Mhm.
in Northern Ireland because we've realised that if we lose our pollinators, we lose a lot of our crops.
Yeah.
That's right.
But pollinators aren't just bees. It's butterflies and bats. There's a lot of different pollinators. But when was the last time you saw...
your windscreen.
Yes!
You're driving down the road. I remember it, 70s, 80s and things like that there. The windscreen was covered in flies
Yes.
all the summertime.
Yeah,
Thick
now
with-
you're lucky if you get bird shit on it because the
Aye.
birds are disappearing too.
Yes. Hi. So it,
Ladybirds. Now we did have a lot of butterflies up the house this year, but I
This was a better year than most, but then the weather was actually
the
better.
weather was amazing. But I had planted a butterfly bush and it was covered
very good.
in butterflies. So we managed to attract those.
Yes.
But where is the ladybirds to kill off the green fly?
Yes.
And then you're starting to go look for spray
Pesticides,
for
yeah,
that.
instead, yeah. So you could have a greenhouse with whatever things growing in it. You introduce something natural like ladybirds and things
Yeah.
like that there. And the ladybirds themselves don't eat the green fly, but their stage before that, the grub or whatever else, it's the one that eats it.
Yeah.
So if you don't have ladybirds around, they aren't there. They're not eating the bad insects that you
Yeah.
don't like. And that's like everything is symbiotic. Everything relies on everything else.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
And once you start killing stuff,
Yes.
you're taking away one part of
Yeah.
that, and it breaks down
It
the
just-
entire food
yes.
structure.
The whole thing
Yeah.
just collapses because one thing is missing.
Yes, and that's the thing. The people pretend to be very scientific, and they've got their coats on,
Yeah.
and they've got their authority and their clipboard and
Yeah.
everything else, and we're scientists, and we can tell you that this glyphosate is good for you. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can lick it. No, and all this.
Mm.
So it's totally fine. And we'll spray it in the crops, and it has no harmful effects at all. But they leave out just like the soil sample. They sample what they want, so they can leave out all the other things it kills, and those things like the life forms that are in the ground that like fungus and mushrooms
Yes.
and
Yeah.
mycelium or whatever else,
Yes.
everything that's in there, all the bacteria
Yeah.
that break down your metals and break down
Yeah.
all the elements that end up in your food.
Yeah.
And then like the grass turns in, and that's the calcium that's in the milk. It comes from the grass. But if those microorganisms and mycelium, whatever, aren't there in the ground, they're not collecting the calcium to go into the grass.
Yeah.
So killing, they don't account for all that other stuff they're killing.
No. No.
But now they're going to blame
Yes.
the death of those things on your soil samples.
Yeah. Yeah.
So look at this, you're a bad farmer, you've poisoned this land
Poisoned us
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
hydrates.
because you've used
Yeah.
the fertiliser that we told you that we get from
Yeah.
an artificial chemical process.
Yeah.
And yet and all then you have people too, like ourselves, that are growing as much vegetables and stuff at in our own houses,
Yeah.
you know, trying to attract butterflies, bees with wildflowers, and then we have like a water area for frogs and things like that there.
Yep.
It's all part of that ecosystem. But where is the help from DAERA for
Yes.
to build on that?
Yeah.
Not just on your back garden,
Yes.
but in farming overall.
Bigger scale.
It's one of the major mistakes people make with government. They believe government is there to
For-
help
for
the
their-
people.
Yeah.
It's
They're
completely,
just there for that.
they're just there, and once they get in power, they're using you as livestock and cattle
Yeah.
to fund the corporations
Yeah.
and the multinationals
Yeah.
and everything else. Why would they talk to individual people where people will gurn and complain and everything else, where they can take backhanders from?
Yeah,
Multinational
it's not
companies.
follow the science, it's
Yes.
follow the money
Follow the
every
money.
time.
Yes.
And it's in every government department, and the common denominator is government.
Yes.
It's another corporation, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's the same in hospital, it's the same in education and schools.
Hospitals again. I was involved in building the Enniskillen Hospital. The refrigeration and the stuff down in there, the cold rooms and everything else. But for you, one of the complaints, it's not just there. It's every government job.
Yeah,
But for you to put a screw in the wall was £500
yeah,
because the trust was one thing. The company that does the maintenance is another. Then you had to get somebody that had the look of the hospital. Can you put a screw there? What are you putting the screw there for? Is to hang a painting on? Is
Yeah.
the painting in keep with all the rest? So it had to go through committees and everything else. For what used to be years ago, the maintenance man would come up and hammer a nail in and put a
Yes.
screw in.
Well, I heard this the other day, and somebody needs to tell me that this is wrong because it's ridiculously stupid. It costs 1,500 to change a light bulb in a school. Now,
It might be overcooked a bit, but it's not overcooked a lot.
that's ridiculous.
Yes. Well,
When you think about how many children are sitting needing help in a classroom,
well, first of all,
why is the money going so stupidly?
because that goes through, it's like a thing that happened to me. I had to go for an eye test. I had to go to Ballymena Hospital. The thing came in, I had to go to Ballymena, and I thought it was on that road where the doctor's surgery is. So I turned up at it, went in for the appointment. No, you're not down. And eventually it turned out that no, you're in the civic centre or whatever it was, the council centre down the road.
Oh.
So I left, and I'm big into cameras. I've said this before. I've looked at the equipment and all they were using, went down, and they had an identical piece of equipment. The nurses were doing nothing in the government paid place, and maybe that appointment cost £30 or whatever it was. And I go down the road to a private company set up doing the exact same thing, and I go in and get the same eye test with them. But because it's a private company, they have subcontracted out
Yeah.
VAT,
Yeah,
tax,
yeah,
insurance, all the others. So
yeah.
it's a
And there's a
merit.
lot of that.
So instead of it being £30,
Yeah.
it's £500.
Yeah.
But that is being controlled by some person, a civil servant in
Yes.
a suit,
Yes.
where you make sure you start up the company, I'll make sure all the trade goes to you.
But it's like they have a bottomless pot.
They do. Us.
Yes.
We are the
Yes.
company.
but we have paid into our taxes or national insurance, whatever, you know, and now my dad's had to pay for a hip.
Yes.
My mum had to pay for 2 hips
Yes. Same.
after working all their lives.
Yes.
And plus, you can't retire.
No.
You know, at 65 and 60 as it used to be.
It's the same thing. It's
And your pension's shocking.
yes. Aye.
Yeah.
So you have to do something
Well,
for
well,
the...
that's the same.
And then you get... this is a new one on me. I didn't realise this. You get taxed on your pension.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh God. Yes.
What?
Yep.
You've been taxed on it when you earned your wages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aye. So any profit it makes, you're taxing it.
Yeah.
There are things you can do. You go around it, have to look into it, but you can, instead of taking the money out, you can use it to pay off a mortgage. But having a mortgage and a pension at the same time is less likely, that type of thing. So there's things you can do where you offset debt with it and that kind of thing. But pretty much, yes, you'd be taxed on it. And that's down to the trickery they have. They want to make sure that they never pay tax. So their pension, they take loans out against it and do different stuff with it. But it's,
You need
there's...
to learn to do what the elites
Well,
do.
that's the thing. In reality, we need to stop the elites doing it.
Yeah.
That's what really needs to happen.
Well,
It
yes.
should be back to normal,
Yeah.
natural, not the mutated version
Yes.
of life that they have,
Yes.
where we have to be slaves for them to
That's right.
enjoy
Yeah.
whatever they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
it's
fruits of our labour.
yes, aye.
Yeah.
Now there's generally it should be you go to work, do some work. The value of what you had in the morning is more in the evening when you go home. You do
Yeah.
some work, you increase the value, and that's really what inflation is. The
Mhm.
value of stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
tomorrow was better than it was yesterday,
Yeah.
but that's not what's happening.
No.
You're working away, it goes to them,
Yeah.
and they start increasing the cost of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So no value, nothing's being
Well,
reduced.
Again, it comes back to what's being ploughed in back into the fields again. The waste of food. There is food in this country,
Yes,
but the price of it is
Yep.
it's extortionate.
yes,
How much people are paying for food at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
But there's an abundance of food in Northern Ireland,
That's right.
which
Yes.
isn't
right.
being used, it's being
That's right.
wasted
Mm-hmm.
because it's coming in from other countries.
Yeah.
And you can't tell people, stay the hell out of Tesco's
Mhm.
or Asda or Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
You need to be buying local. You need to be going to fruit and veg shops. You need to be going to your local butchers,
Yep.
your local bakery. Instead, yes, okay, there might be a bit of travelling about between them,
Mhm.
but you're keeping those small businesses, local businesses, people in jobs.
Yes.
Never mind the quality of the food that you're getting.
Yep.
Mm.
Up the road here we have Cassidy's fruit and veg. They grow them,
Yeah,
grow it there. It gets sold in the shop
yeah,
locally here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like yes, you have your super values and spars,
Yeah.
and people gravitate towards those
That's
rather
right.
than go to that shop.
That's
we
right.
got
Mm.
some of our lovely clients would come in and bring us yummies in, and we got a packet of red velvet buns the other day.
Right.
Take a wild guess how many E numbers is in that.
Yeah.
Never mind what it's coloured with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
26 E numbers.
Uh-huh. What's it
And a-
coloured with? Beetles?
Beetles. Crushed
Aye.
up beetles.
Yeah.
Was it cock something or other, cochlear or
Ah,
cochlear or
okay.
something like that?
Aye.
Yeah.
It's a common food colour.
Yeah.
Again, you shouldn't really be eating them again because the
But that's what people have been using for to colour their
Yep.
red velvet cakes for so long.
where other people use beetroot.
Well, you could use
Beetroot.
beetroot.
Yeah.
That's actually good for you.
It's
Yeah.
and which,
And you really don't taste the beetroot because I've made beetroot brownies and they're
Yep.
absolutely
Mhm.
delicious.
Mhm.
Yep.
And you don't even taste beetroot in it.
aye.
Yeah.
And you don't need very much beetroot juice for the colour a red cake.
No.
And it's what people need to do. The thing that you've found is it's the edge of what's going on.
Yes.
The corporate
Like we literally,
corruption.
Mhm.
out of pure nosiness, I went down on Tuesday to see what that lad was at.
Yeah.
And I scraped the surface and it has just blew everything
Yeah.
out of
Mm.
the water. Like
Aye.
the corruption, the data breaches, everything has been
Mhm.
But as it's been,
mental.
same thing recently. There's happened a lot. The politicians are completely silent. They'll talk about some
Yeah.
flotilla heading off to whatever, or they're sitting on a yacht in Israel or whatever else.
That's right.
Yes.
Talk about this, and that's filling your news headlines.
Yes.
That's right.
Where it
Yes.
should be.
Or Prince Andrew.
Or Prince, aye,
Yeah.
anytime they need a distraction, they roll out the
Yeah.
royal.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
But
right.
it's the same. It's that constant distraction on
Mhm.
television, or they'll fire out even for sales when it comes on to social media and stuff. They'll fire out some kind of
Yeah.
distraction
Yeah.
for you to get your teeth into
Yeah.
to keep you busy while
Yeah.
this happens.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
stealing.
It's like, look at this hand.
yes,
not this hand.
the magician trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Works every time.
Control.
Yes, aye.
Mhm.
And it's that's one of the things why the magicians always had the attractive assistant,
Yeah.
because half the audience is looking at the attractive assistant,
Yeah.
not the trick.
Yeah.
Listen to
Or
trick.
low cut top or
Yes.
very
Aye.
Yeah.
Or,
long, slim legs.
and the other 25% of the audience are looking at their husbands, looking at the.
Yeah.
So it's
You look at her.
so that's like now the
No.
amount of people that are watching the trick are down, and then afterwards they start clapping and they all turn around and go, "Oh, what
Uh-huh.
happened? What happened?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's amazing."
That's
Yeah.
right.
Same thing with the
Same
Yeah.
thing.
the
Mhm.
they say what is it? Politics is show business for the ugly,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and we've definitely a few uglies
If you
over
are-
here.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
but that's what's happening. They're in show business.
Yeah.
They show
Yeah.
us what
Yeah.
we're supposed to see.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, they're doing this, sampling
Yeah.
the soil.
Yeah.
They're bringing in bills that mean that they can get their hands straight into your bank account.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They'll bring in bills that'll mean that they can knock down your door.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They tried it with a health bill and
Yeah.
they included it in this pickpocket bill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The HMRC, whatever it is, I can't remember, fraud and error bill or whatever it
Right.
is. I can't get the full name of it. I'll display it up on the
Okay.
screen. But that's the same thing. Plus, whatever else the politicians should be
Yeah.
warning us about
Yeah.
and are not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they'll pop up and you'll get the one token politician will go, we're on your side, we're
Yeah.
here. We've been there, we've been sitting beside them.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
That's
it's
right.
people really need, and it needs to be normal people. They need to get behind farmers.
Yeah.
Mm.
They need to get behind.
Well, I was told
Mhm.
by one politician that farmers really do know how to do it
Mhm.
because they can assemble and they can assemble quick
Mhm.
and in big numbers and they're cross community.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
But he did say that they need to be more annoying.
yes.
Need to up the game.
They
Yep.
need to up the game.
The greasy wheel gets the oil.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Or the squeaking wheel.
And the good thing is too,
Mhm.
they can make lots of noise when they gather.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up round Stormont with a slurry spreader.
Oh, yeah.
French
Lovely.
can do it.
Fresh out. It's
The-
natural.
yes.
It's organic. It's,
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Do the grass, the world of
Yes,
goose.
that's all it is. It's
It
just
will.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I do think that the farmers need to,
Mhm. Yeah, they need to be.
It shouldn't.
they
be
need to be aware.
Mhm.
They need to be made aware. They need to know what's going on. Again,
Yeah.
because they're busy, they're working.
These agencies are not
No.
doing what's good for them.
No, they're not there for their good.
No,
Aye.
they're not. They're
Yeah.
there to line their own pockets
Yes.
and each other's pockets
Yeah.
Mhm.
and to take from the farmer.
Mhm.
Aye.
Well, you know, my situation where they did take my entitlement off me and deem me inactive
Mhm.
10 plus years ago. So why would I adhere to their rules?
Yes.
You know,
Aye.
there's
And they can
no-
take it away at a moment's notice.
That's it.
And again, that like we were saying earlier, entitlement.
Entitlement.
Aye.
Entitlement.
Hold on a second. It's your land.
Yeah.
Your land. That's it.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
so it's one of the big problems I have again with overreaching government. They can come in and say plan remission. You can build your house this way,
Mhm.
but we can turn around tomorrow and start up, convert a hotel into a barracks
Yeah.
or whatever they want
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Or they could
Accommodation.
Yes, or they could
Mhm.
say we're going to take this piece of land for electricity. We're going to
Mhm.
take this piece of
Mhm.
land for whatever.
That's
Gas.
So they can gas,
right. Yeah.
and suddenly all the planning permission disappears, and it's green lit. Everybody's rubber stamping
Yeah.
away.
That's it.
Yeah.
Goes
So it's-
ahead.
It's when it suits them.
Yes,
Yeah.
aye. Whenever they need to look after a
Yes.
corporation,
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Keep
People-
somebody else happy.
Yeah.
people. I think what we really need is to start to shake these people out of their jobs
Yeah.
Mhm.
and say no, he's out, no that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and they need to be responsible for what they're doing, and they have to be accountable for the results.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
the old one, Ferguson results, whatever is the fertilizer.
Yeah.
Whenever they do something and it doesn't do as it says on the tin,
Mm-hmm.
out of the job,
Well, it's
lose
not,
your job,
it's
lose
not
your
the
pension.
people that need the digital ID.
Yes.
It's the
It's the
politicians and
politicians.
the NGOs who need the digital ID. So
Yes.
if we can see where they're spending our
Yeah.
money.
Yes. Aye.
That's
And what
where it's
they're
needed.
doing.
Yeah.
Because and they're the ones aren't they the ones that's exempt?
Of course. they're-
Yes, of
For
course.
security
Yeah.
reasons?
Yes.
Since COVID, they've been exempt from everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the rules for
Mm.
the
Mhm.
Not
me.
for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, and they're the ones that need it most.
So what do we do? What do we point people towards? Some kind of farmers co-op controlled by farmers,
Yes.
not by, and it
Well-
needs to be set aside that it can never be overtaken by. You know what it's like once you create a committee or create something,
Yes.
Yeah.
some asshole gets to the top
Yeah.
and he starts
With an
directing
ego.
That's right.
with an ego
Yeah.
and a
that's
back
right.
pocket.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And they start to take control. So it needs to be something controlled by farmers where
Well,
they
I actually think the first thing that needs to happen is farmers need to write to DERA to find out where their information has went to,
Yeah.
Mhm.
who it has been shared with,
Mhm.
and for what intentions,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and what will the soil samples then
be useful.
be used for,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and why has it been shared with a third and then fourth
Mhm.
party
Yeah.
without permission
Mhm.
From another country.
Yeah.
Tender
from
tag.
another country?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is their intentions here?
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, what do you call it? The mining people, Dalradian or whatever else, they're
Yes.
from Canada.
Yes.
Mhm.
So this
Yes.
could be those same people, that
Mhm.
company, deal with data centres.
Well,
Share
Dalradian
with-
could have come in and absolutely raped the land
Mhm.
and then walked away going, oh, we're bankrupt,
Aye.
Yeah.
Mhm.
without any
Mhm.
fulfilling their obligation to restore the land.
Yep. It's people, anything you go to do, somebody's done it before you.
Yeah,
So if you go to another country where people have mined
yeah.
and you look at it 50 years later and
Yeah.
you look at the mine that's been
Yes.
left behind,
Yes.
and I sent a photograph of that to somebody the other night where it
Mhm.
was a mine and you can see cyanide and arsenic or whatever
Yeah.
else coming up through the ground
Yeah.
and crystallising
Yeah.
because they used it to strip out the gold or strip out the copper or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We're Dalradian.
active.
It's still there, but nobody.
Yeah.
This is abandoned, and now the people
Yeah.
have to live with that.
Well,
poison.
they're supposed to have 25 years to fix the harm that they've done.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't take 25 years. It takes 100 maybe
Yeah.
to fix it.
Aye.
Dalradian had their proposed site was just above the dams that were going to feed the water to
Mhm.
Omagh,
Yeah. Yes.
and they wanted a cyanide settling pool
Yes.
on that hill that runs down from the
can see-
Spurns.
I can see nothing going wrong with
No,
it.
what
No,
could
no.
possibly
What
go
about
wrong
all the
there?
rain that we
Yeah.
get in Northern
Yes,
Ireland
aye.
that could just overflow that down into the dams,
Yeah.
and then you're on top of everything else that we're drinking,
Mm.
cyanide
Yes.
in with the mix.
Aye.
They could overflow their spoiled pile right over Omagh,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing they're sampling the
And-
soil. Again, if your soil samples come up as a high level, it's a great way to hide this
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
If they come in and contaminate the soil, but if they've already given the soil samples, oh, your soil has been contaminated. Again, we were talking earlier.
Mm.
I was never a person who believed in the cloud seeding type
Yeah,
of stuff and
yeah.
all this. But there was one man who had mentioned the one thing that did ring true. If they were to take soil samples and they were to fly over the week before, the night
Mhm.
before, the month before,
Mhm.
whatever, and they were to contaminate,
Mhm.
drop
Mhm.
stuff from the sky, contaminate it, and then they come in and do the soil sample,
Yeah,
and it shows a high contamination level
Mhm.
that isn't there in reality. It was
Yeah.
just sprayed the night before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that now offsets the damage that the people. That means that they can get away with
Yeah.
a lot more,
yeah,
and it saves them billions in cleanup.
Yeah.
Because they just have to get down to the level
Yeah.
that they poisoned the land to.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not literally with all the stuff in the sky. I call it literally a smoke screen.
yeah,
But this one, as we were saying earlier, the amount of money they put out compared to the return
yeah,
is worth it to do it to poison for soil samples.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So if everybody's been coughing lately for the last winter months,
Yeah.
maybe there's something that's been floating around.
Well, you see, everybody has, and
Yes.
this is again working in my job. People are coming in, they're clearing their throats, their noses are running.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know,
That's right.
what is going on, what
Mhm.
is in the air? I know, okay, this time of the year,
Mhm.
yes, but this has been happening all year,
all
Yes.
summer.
Aye.
Uh-huh.
all summer,
Mhm.
all spring.
Mhm.
It's been blamed on hay fever.
Mhm.
Now it's this time of the year, it's cold,
Mhm.
the kids are back to school and they're
Yeah.
bringing the germs home.
Mhm. That's right.
Yep. Or.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
So again, it's a perfect opportunity for these soil samples. Again, nefarious, not for the benefit of the farmers, not for the benefit of the people living here,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but fantastic benefit for somebody
And
who
do
wants
they
to use it.
know that there's more in our ground than what we know? Do
Yeah.
we know,
Mhm.
you know, what's underneath our soil?
Mhm.
The buildings are named after people from over 100 years ago. One of the buildings are named after a person who discovered in about the 1930s that sugar was one of the main causes of cancer.
Mhm.
That's only coming to light now, publicly really now,
Aye.
Wow.
but they have known for over 100 years.
Yeah, of course they have.
Yeah.
So this is something
Yes.
similar. They may know whatever's there, whether it is biological life, whether it's chemical.
Mhm.
So they may
Or-
have, or yeah,
Mhm.
so they may have knowledge of something that's there that we have never known
Mhm.
about because we've never been taught it,
Mhm.
because it was discovered over 100 years ago,
Mhm.
and they keep it to themselves
Mhm.
because they know the financial benefit of it. So yes, there could even be, they're telling you it's nitrates,
Mhm.
but they're sampling for something else.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland again, with the mountains, it was never useful for nuclear bombs, was thorium.
Yeah.
It was useless when making nuclear bombs, but it's very good for producing energy.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we're prime spot, especially say Donegal,
Yeah.
Mhm.
where you can tell from the purple rocks the radioactive
Mhm.
content of the rocks and everything else,
Mhm.
and thorium is one of the things.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So there's stuff in there that me going through school and big into science,
Mhm.
Mhm.
never really known about, even though thorium, named
Mhm.
after Thor,
Mhm.
all the cartoons and stuff was,
Mhm.
when I was away and my son was into,
Mhm.
still didn't realise.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And that's where there's an abundance of it in Northern Ireland. And
Well,
it's-
our politicians from north and south of the border went all over the world and peddled Ireland as
Mhm.
Orland.
Mhm.
We are open
That's
for
right.
business.
Yes.
That's right.
So we're having the ground sold from under us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're having it sampled from
Sampled
under
from under me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
you without your knowledge.
Without
yes.
my permission.
Well,
yeah.
it's again, what does the samples? What are the samples going to be used for?
Yes.
To
Mhm.
seize the land, for to get
Yep.
what
Mhm.
else is in it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not the things you know get you in trouble, it's the things you think you know and you're wrong.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with the soil. it's not the things you know get you in trouble. There's something else there
Yeah.
that,
And they've proved they can't be trusted.
yes,
Mhm.
at every level.
And that's what it
Every
comes
time,
down to,
yeah.
trust.
Yep.
That's right. Mhm.
They don't have it's not done with good intentions. They don't have our best interests at heart. You can see how much they've picked away at farming
Mhm.
with so many
Mhm.
different, they've come at them from every angle.
Yes.
Mhm.
And again, with the aging farming population,
Yeah.
they're not equipped
Yeah.
or tooled up, or they don't have the next generations coming in.
Well, the young fellas, they
Yeah.
can see that there's no money in it.
Yes.
There's no, and it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's 24/7.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it used to be profitable, it used to be satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were the backbone of the community,
Yes.
everybody bought from you.
Respectful, yeah.
Mhm. That's
Respect
right.
it, yeah.
That's right. And,
And now the young fellas are seeing it like it's more hassle than what it's worth.
Between that and inheritance tax, it's becoming
Well-
a
Well,
noose round your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Again, what the hell is the inheritance tax? How come you can have a royal who doesn't pay any inheritance?
Well, this
And then
comes
us.
down to trusts.
Yes,
When you start looking into trusts, and Jeremy Clarkson said
He
it,
did.
Yep.
He
Aye.
did. Yeah.
it needs to be in trust.
Yep. And the BBC or something get at him and says, "Oh, you're doing that trust, so you don't have to pay tax." And he's like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, go,
Yeah.
sir. You idiot."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
told
everybody
us.
done it, if
Yes.
everybody done what he was doing,
Mhm.
Aye. It's another
it
solution
would
as
it
well.
would crack the whole thing.
It
It would
would.
just crack the whole
Yeah.
facade.
It's another solution as well. We believe that we should be paying tax. There's actually a whole thing of we shouldn't be paying tax
Well,
because
no.
we've been led to believe you must.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Nothing, only two things certain: death and taxes.
That's
Mhm.
right.
So, and it turns out, hold on a second, in America it was 1930s
Mhm.
tax came in.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
It wasn't there before that, and something similar with ourselves. it
Was there
there
not
was-
something that was to build us back up after the war?
It was used as
an
a-
But it
emergency.
was- yes,
Emergency.
Yes, but it wasn't
Yeah.
meant to be long term.
No. So
Same
that's,
way
that's
as
why
what
it,
rates
that's why it
and
has to
on
be
council
renewed
tax
every
was.
April. You
Yes.
have to sign your return every April.
Yes.
What happens? You stop saying that?
Aye.
No contract.
Aye. And that's even most people. If you're employed,
Mhm.
it's the tax is taken straight away,
Mhm.
so you have no control over it.
No control.
And they come around and do whatever in November, and they do another
Mhm.
budget, and they
Mhm.
increase the tax,
Mhm.
and it's automatically taken off the top.
Yeah.
So they're guaranteed to
No
have the money.
consent.
You've no choice.
Yeah.
It's
consent.
gone before you even
Yeah.
get your wage
It's gone.
packet into your hand.
Yeah.
And if they need to increase their float, like they
Mhm.
did, they increased it from VAT from 15% to 20%.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They increased it to 25 or
Yeah.
30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's this kind of stuff. Is people need to start kicking up, and we start to hold our politicians
Yeah.
to the coals. No.
Responsible.
Aye.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's they have had it. We've seen it with the health bill. We've seen it recently down in Newry and things as well with
Yeah,
cities of sanctuary,
yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
where we started
Yeah.
landing at
Mhm.
council meetings.
Yeah.
They squirm like hell.
Yeah, they do.
They don't like it. They don't like being held to
Don't
account.
like being scrutinised.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Aye. And with the health bill, they had people come up and did a full presentation, Joan and James, whatever, where they did a full presentation of what was wrong with the health bill.
Mhm.
And they had spotted the things where it's everybody was the same, being sent around every council, and it was proper stamped and everything else.
Mhm.
And they had turned around and they all did back stiffened and everything else. And
Mhm.
right, we're going to send a letter with our own individual responses
Mhm.
because it was just photocopied.
Mhm.
So it was, whenever you started to pull them, and they did run out the back
Yeah.
doors, not walk.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
ran out the
Yeah.
back doors
Mhm.
to get
But
away from
that,
the crowds of
that
people.
that's on the back burner for now, and it proves that when people join together,
Yes,
we can achieve stuff.
yes,
But they're going to keep coming at us
Oh,
with
it
that.
can keep
Yes.
coming.
That's not going away, you know.
yes. I'm going away, you know. That is the thing we're trying to get across to people, that the attack, the enemy is still there. They
Yeah.
think we're the enemy,
Yeah.
and they're attacking us all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
And yes, they didn't win that battle.
yeah.
Mhm.
We stopped it, but we need to realise all the battles need to be
Yes.
like that. We need
Yes.
to get back at them
That's
Yes.
right.
because they will keep attacking.
Yeah.
And
We
you-
need to
you-
keep them on the ropes.
You can never win
Yeah.
a defensive war.
No.
Mhm.
We need to
Hold
fight
fast.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, like, I mean, if every parent took their child or give their child
Mm-hmm.
a packed lunch
Mhm.
instead of paying this stupid amount of money, what is it,
Mhm.
£3.10 now for
Yeah.
one child for one dinner?
Mhm.
You think about if you had, like, literally you can feed your family of 4 or 5 kids or what, or 4 or 5, maybe 3 children on a fiver
Mm-hmm.
if you're shopping in the right place.
Mhm. Yeah.
Aye, and not feeding out of shiny packets.
Yes.
You're feeding from
Yes.
spuds and
Yeah.
carrots and
And
meat.
again, then if like what we've been trying to do for 4 or 5 years, build a community
Yes.
Yeah.
where you're bartering.
We were talking today with somebody, and that's like, what do we do? And that's, I says, put down the phones, leave the phones in the car, go and meet people in person and talk to them.
Yes.
See what you can do, see what you
Yes.
can do, and you know, if you need something, you go to them. If they
Yeah.
need something, they come to you.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's happened that there where it gets back where they don't have their hand in your pocket all
Yeah.
day long.
Yeah.
So you can interact and have your own life, and you don't need the digital ID,
Yeah.
you don't need the tax, you don't
Yeah.
need the...
No.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's building up, yes, like you've done perfect for
Yeah.
over the last 5 years with people in the park and with all your events and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
Having that community and having phone numbers and people you can talk to.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's like, it's tonight before this, somebody's picking up the phone and asking what to do with...
I know.
them.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
so
yeah.
that's the way it is.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's
we
having...
we all have to work to our strengths.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you could be amazing at something, I could be amazing at something.
No, everybody's.
You could be amazing at something.
They're all
We
different.
all bounce off each other.
Yes.
That's the point of building our network.
Yes.
That's right.
They have their network,
That's right. Yes.
and they are tight.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we need to do the same thing.
Yes.
Our own network.
Our own. We need a system out of their system.
Yeah.
And I've said that for a long time, and that's the only way we're going to survive, and our industries are going to survive.
Well, look at any excuse they've had over the last while. You had the scam, COVID or whatever else. And strange enough, the cure for that was shutting down your
Yeah.
mother and father
Yeah.
industries.
Yes, but
keeping
keep Tesco's
open.
and McDonald's open,
Yes.
but shut the wee coffee shops, the independent coffee shops. And,
Yep, and it's the same thing. They bring in another one. It's climate and all that. That'll
Yeah.
shut down the wee shops.
Yeah.
We'll have to bring it back
yeah.
to.
They're far
Gosh.
from finished with us.
Oh God, no.
And COVID was an intelligence test.
Yes,
Was.
yes, literally was. Even
Yeah.
before COVID, there was things going on with Facebook and stuff, and I told them people that's what it was. They were
Yeah.
building up an image, a digital image of us. So whenever they expose their digital image to, and they find out how we would respond, then they know when they enact it in
Yeah.
real life, they know what they'll
Yeah.
get back.
Yeah.
So that's
And everything has, like that, the stabbing on the train.
Yeah.
They had done, well, it was,
was
because the police had done like a scenario,
Yeah.
like just before that.
That's right.
You take somebody who's not mentally 100% and you nudge them and point them in the right direction and let them fire away. That train, I was in London straight after it, and the fellow I was working along with was heading back in that train the next night. Or he'd come down in the train
Yeah.
the next day, sorry. That same
train.
line, that train probably was set aside, but the same line, the same train, the same...
And it's like they're letting everything happen
Yes, it's
so that they can ride in on their
Yeah,
white
it's
horse with
problem.
the solution.
reaction.
Problem.
It is what we've been saying, and they're falling into a T where...
They are playing a blinder.
Yes, we're supposed to pull the system down so they can come in with their new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they pull it down, they're responsible for it. If we pull
Yes.
it down, they're coming in as the saviors.
Yes.
We told
So
you
w-
so.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have to beat them at their own game.
Yes. And it's
And-
A
everything's
system out of their system.
and everything's rephrased. We need to stop using their phrases.
Yeah.
So if they are
We're not all in together.
yes, aye. But if they say something like comes on the news and it's like one of the tales was way back at the start of COVID, and you had Liam Mulholland was saying stuff about bacteria and viruses
Yeah,
and things like that
yeah.
there, perfectly sensible, and they come on and attacked him as being racist. I was like, what? What? Had no connection, and it didn't really. I said to him at that time, they've jumped ahead in the script.
Yeah.
They're going to hit us with racist
Yeah,
down the line.
yeah.
And sure enough, now
Well,
we're
yes.
all racist.
Yeah.
Far
So-
right.
Aye, far right. So
well,
they
I
were
did
bringing.
see now that some, I think it was
So
in England.
far right.
Aye, right, aye,
Right so far.
right so far.
There's some judge in England has said that I think some guy, is it Lee? Maybe his second name was Lee. Criticised Muhammad.
Oh, right, right.
So the judge has said that basically if you had have criticised Jesus or some Jewish figure, you
Was
would have
fine.
got a book deal.
Yeah, aye,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that it's stupid to even pull it into court.
yeah,
You know that for one
Yeah,
for a Christian maybe to
Yep.
criticise an Islamic
yeah. I had Salman back in the 80s or whatever it was, Salman Rushdie.
Solomon Rushdie. Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
Right.
That,
That's
well,
right.
he's a perfect example of the book deal.
yeah,
But yeah, that's I think that has been thrown out of court. this
Yeah.
week.
That's the thing, they'll come in heavy-handed, they'll
Mhm.
arrest you, they'll put you in jail and everything else,
Mhm.
they'll put you through courts
Yeah.
for years, and then they find out later on, no, that's all scrubbed.
Yeah.
So with the COVID fines and them coming in, the police never had the right to come into your house,
No.
Right.
but they gave themselves the right
Yeah.
where they come in.
Yeah.
And then that was found out later on to be, oh no, it's not real, but it
Yeah.
still used the jackboot
Yeah.
and used the brown
Yeah.
shirts
Yeah.
Yeah.
to enforce
Yeah.
what they were doing. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much,
Mhm.
people need to learn the police are not there to protect us.
Yeah.
The early stages of the police was, no, people talk about Bobby,
Yeah.
Payne,
Yes.
But,
yes.
Robert Payne or whatever
Yes.
else.
Sure, Robert
That was
Payne.
originally in Scotland. They went to the local bar, they took whatever thugs and Highlands out of the bar,
Mhm.
and people who were going on strike to get better pay,
Mhm.
they would send them in to beat the crap out of them.
Oh.
And that was their defence, so they were used as that. Robert Peel seen it working so well, he started up in London. But to give it an air of respectability, he took the uniform that the military were wearing in the Boer War, whatever it was at the time, instead of it being a red coat, same with the pith helmets and everything else,
Yeah.
he painted it blue,
Black.
dyed it blue,
Yeah.
and sent it out as the police. So,
Right.
but it was used as thugs to keep people from striking and keeping them in order.
Mhm.
That is the history of the police in the UK. That is the history.
Mhm.
People don't realise that and have forgot history and think that the police are there to protect
They're
them.
really not.
They are never and have never been there to protect you.
Mhm.
They have always been there to protect corporations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah.
So people need to stop thinking about police as respectable,
Mm.
nice people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
people that join, there's now a massive eject from the police here.
Mhm.
Okay.
People are leaving hand over fist out of the
Mhm.
police because they're starting to realise, hold on a second,
Mhm.
this just isn't what I
No.
signed up for.
No.
Mhm.
But then, hold on, they have their army sitting waiting.
Yes, that's
Uh,
why. It's why
The
again
country's full of them.
yes,
Mhm.
it's why again I say never use their terms.
Yeah.
They talk about immigration
Yeah.
Mhm.
and how immigration is good, looking after these poor
Yeah.
people.
Mhm.
These are all men.
Mhm.
They're being
Yes.
they're
Where
transport.
are their wives and children?
They're not coming over in boats. They're
Why
coming-
would you leave a war-torn country without
Yes.
your wife and children?
men go to war?
Or mothers?
That's right. Men
Yes,
go to
men
war.
Men
do.
go to war.
That's it.
The women and children stay
Yeah.
at home.
Yes.
So the men are here. It's quite obvious the age. There's no pensioners coming over.
No.
They're all military age men.
No.
Some of the boats that were shown on TV, all the people coming out with the same haircut, quite obviously from
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they're being paid. The transport's being paid. Their
Mhm.
accommodation is being paid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Their food is being paid. Their medicals are being paid. Their
Mhm.
pets are being paid. Their families back home are being paid. So everyone's being paid for them.
Mhm.
The only time that happens
Again,
is
they're printing money.
yes, but the only time that happens as well is if they're mercenaries,
Yeah.
Mhm.
conscripts, or people traffickers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the only people who have all those things
Yeah.
paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a military force being implanted.
Yeah.
They're not wearing a uniform yet.
No.
Or they're not wearing it, maybe no, but they're being put in as a disruptive force. Again, like I say, with Donegal is one of the highest populations were being put in and housed in ex-military barracks.
Mm.
So-
I have found some real crackers on Snapchat,
Mm.
on maps. Do you remember I had pulled up a fella in like a shop in Dublin? It would be like, like a there's a name
It was a
for those
phone shop,
shops.
barbers, that type
No,
of thing.
no, it wasn't. It was like a shop where you would get, like a camouflage gear. What are
Oh
those?
yes, ex-army.
Yes, a
army
surplus.
surplus.
Yes,
Surplus,
so it's an army surplus shop, and he was basically on saying, "This is where you get all your uniform guys. Come on in, plenty of balaclavas and all this kind
Yep.
of stuff. This
Yep.
is and told him where it was, and it was literally an army surplus shop.
Mm.
There's some real crackers on Snapchat. They
Mhm.
seem to use Snapchat to
Yep.
get the word out.
Aye.
When you go onto maps and hit Dublin or Belfast, you'll see a lot
Mm.
A lot
of
of the,
what they're doing and how they're assembling.
most of that stuff is controlled. You see it, Snapchat, all the rest. It can be.
Mhm.
One of the most common versions of their communication will be football games where you can chat in it, or different military games, or anything. It could be Clash of Clans or something where there's a messaging service on it as well. So they can send messages back and forward. It's less policed,
Yeah.
and it's only you can set up groups.
Because it's
and
only a game on PlayStation.
it's only a game for children,
Yeah.
or PlayStation, whatever else.
Yeah.
And they can set up groups where there's the people are in the group,
Yeah.
and when a message goes out, don't even answer back to the message. That's an instruction going out. Again, tactics that were used during World War II. The BBC would put out messages on the radio, and those messages had meanings.
Encryptions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whenever they played a certain song, that was an indication that you had to do this, start doing that.
Jeez.
So this, everybody thinks this is new stuff. This is all old technology.
Old technology used in
Yeah.
a new
Modern,
way.
modern,
Yes. Aye.
yeah.
Modernised.
So it's a time.
Digitalised.
Yep.
Yeah.
aye. It's
Yeah.
a time game, but it's the same as the old-fashioned tricks being used
Yeah.
in a more modern way,
Mhm.
and we need to be aware of it.
How
Yeah,
much
yeah.
more worse can it be with AI?
It's endless. AI, for a start, artificial. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence. It's not even intelligence, but if it does have intelligence, it can accelerate faster than the human mind. So you're now bringing in your replacement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Best case, you bring it in that does some great things for you or whatever else. But in reality, no animal has ever survived a leap of advance from another animal. Whenever a new animal comes in or a new intelligence more than the last, it wipes out what came before.
Mhm.
So it's bringing in artificial intelligence, and it has no connection to us.
Mhm.
There is no
So we're-
morals.
We
there
are
is no-
literally
doesn't need
heading to
morals. Mhm.
iRobot,
Yes.
Terminator,
Yes.
all
Mhm.
those apocalyptic films that
Mhm.
they showed us that what they were going to do. It's,
That's right.
it's
Mhm.
And
They
the-
showed us.
life
Yes,
they
imitating
showed
art,
us.
Yes. And
or the other way around.
the cure is simple, as you say, don't get involved in their stuff.
You know?
Give
Mhm.
unto Caesar what is his.
Yeah.
So you separate it from it, you create your own, but it's difficult with all the comfort and everybody has.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
difficult for you to completely start from scratch. So we should be looking at it, hold on, we shouldn't be starting from scratch.
No.
No.
We don't want it. There's 1.9 million people in Northern Ireland.
Mhm.
There's 90 politicians.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The path is clear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's 1.9 million people, there's 452 councillors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's fairly easy
Yeah.
to turn this system on its
Yeah.
arse.
Yeah.
We just need the people to stand up and go, no, and it's already happening in
That's right.
Nepal,
Enough. Yes.
Vietnam,
Yes.
all these
Enough
places.
is enough.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to draw the line in the sand at
Yes.
some stage, and just go. This is it.
Aye.
Mhm.
We're not crossing this line.
Yes.
Mhm.
You've
Aye.
pushed us far enough,
Mhm.
Yes.
and it's not been good. There's nothing being solved. Nothing's getting
No.
any better.
Nothing's
The
improving.
amount of money that's being pumped into everything,
Aye.
the way that they're approaching everything, life is not getting any better.
No.
Yes. What is the advantage to us of you had 100 people working in the field, now it's replaced by a tractor.
Mm-hmm.
The tractor does the work of that 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
The benefit didn't go to the farmer. The
Mhm.
benefit didn't go to the people. The
Mhm.
benefit went to a company further up the line that sold
Yeah.
the tractor.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
what's happening is all benefit of anything that's coming along
Mm-hmm.
goes upstream
Yeah.
to the billionaires.
To the
They
corporations.
reap the benefit of
Yeah.
everything.
There's nobody
Mhm.
getting any benefit from it on the
Yes.
ground level.
Mhm.
So it could be easy. Say it took 100 people to do that job. The
Mhm.
tractor come in and they could do replace 100 people.
Mhm.
Well, that makes 100 people's lives
Mhm.
easier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They didn't know that's the thing. The benefit of the invention should go towards the world,
Mhm.
not towards
Yeah.
just one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
same with the AI, same with everything else. The benefits should be spread out between the
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
to reduce the number of hours you have to work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To stop
To make
Mhm.
life easier,
Yes.
that you can enjoy life the way we're supposed to enjoy life.
enjoy
That's
life,
right.
spend time at home,
Yes.
Go out
with
to
your
the-
family, with your friends.
go to the beach,
Yes.
climb the mountain,
Mhm.
Yes.
do all the things that you
That
don't have
life's
time to do.
supposed to be about.
That's
Yes,
right.
because you're working up until it's dark and you can't,
Yeah.
can't go out when it's dark.
Now coming into this time of the year, I'll be going to work in the dark and going home in the dark. I'll
Nice,
not
yeah.
see daylight
That's
except
right.
for out through the salon window.
Yes,
Mhm.
aye.
That's right.
And I did work in a place previous where there was no windows, so
Uh-huh.
I never seen daylight.
It's
Jeez.
awful.
So it's now when I go to a new place, that's no, has to be a window.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm sitting beside a window.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
And like that's what then comes down to our immune system,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because we've not been exposed to daylight.
That's
Yes,
right.
we're
So then we're
disconnected
sick.
from it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we're in need of pharmaceuticals, which again then in turn feeds the big weight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aye. Yep.
Yeah.
The system is so broken.
Mhm.
And every
Mhm.
everything in Northern Ireland is just being run into the ground. Every system is being broken.
Worldwide, the only difference is here, we have people who could stand up to it.
Yes.
Mhm.
We have a small enough patch of land that we can go,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely. North and south of the border.
Yes, aye.
Mhm.
Again, the division, like you say,
Mhm.
they've been selling it, and
Yes.
they're at it again now.
Yes.
They're starting to dig up old shit and bring it up
Yes.
to go, here, rattle the cage
Yeah.
and get everybody out of each
Yeah.
other.
Get them going.
And that's the thing. It's again, like I said, about one flotilla going to Palestine, somebody else going on a yacht to Israel.
Yeah.
Right.
This exact same thing handed off in two directions to
Yeah.
get people, again, it's a country far away.
And people are falling for it.
Yes.
Even the people who think that they're awake are falling for that division.
Yes.
That's right.
That Palestine-Israel thing
Yes.
is
Create it, yeah.
yes, but it is actually breaking people apart
Mm.
Yes.
that have been together
Yes.
to fight the big wheel.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
it's one of those things that's dividing them.
It's
Again.
it's so simple, it's so obvious, and people are falling for it, which
Mm.
gets you cross.
Do you know? Yes, because do you know what? You will never drive down a street anywhere in Palestine or Israel
Mm-hmm.
and see a Union Jack or a tricolour.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Never.
Yes.
Because they don't give a shit about what we're doing here.
No,
They don't care that if they have worldwide support. And really, do you know, at the end of the day, does it really, is it actually as bad as what they're making out? Are we only going by what they're telling us on the news? Can we
Probably.
trust the news?
No.
Well, no.
I don't think so.
No. I learned at an early age that news lies. I'll not go into the story here, but at an early age, I was 14 years old and learned that newspapers tell lies.
Yeah.
Something I experienced,
Mm.
and what came out of the newspaper had no connection to reality.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they were passing it off, and everybody
Yeah.
believes what's in the paper.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why they still class it entertainment.
Yeah.
So you don't have to believe our
When you
entertainment.
look back to on some of the stories and the visuals that have been used by the BBC as well, there
Yes.
was somewhere in I can't remember the name of it, but is it La Pasa or something like that? And there was a school gym full of coffins
Oh,
after
yes.
after a natural disaster.
Yes, it was a boat sunk with people going across to Italy. The boat
Yes.
sunk, and this was the dead people who drowned.
Yes, but then it was used, that visual was used for the coffins of the dead people
With COVID.
during COVID
Yes.
in Italy.
Yes, 100% guarantee. Yes,
Same
that's on.
woman
Yep.
in India who died in a gas explosion died of something else as well. Poor woman died twice
Oh,
on the
Hu-
street wearing the
Ukraine or
same
something, yeah.
flipping
Yeah.
Yeah.
dress and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Time to change.
Yep.
no.
They used the same hospital scene on different places all around the world as well, where it was, look at this, poor people dying of COVID.
Yeah.
And it was used in several different countries, saying it was several different
You
countries.
didn't see the video of the news readers in America all reading the same.
The same script, yeah.
Yeah,
Again, multinationals,
Yeah.
the script goes out
yeah,
through the parent company and goes out to all the subsidiaries,
yeah,
and they read it out.
yeah.
So it was the same news, and everybody's going, no, but it was this channel, it was that channel. It doesn't matter again. They'll feed toward different sides
Yeah.
and feed the same story to them both,
Right.
whatever it is they want to put out. Sorry, if you don't read the paper, you're ill-informed.
Yes.
If you do read the paper, you're
Yeah.
misinformed. So it was to say they would call you stupid if you didn't read it, but if you did read it, they
Yeah.
were lying to you anyway.
Yeah,
So it's still, that was back then.
Yeah.
That's when it was in print.
yeah.
And so it's, again, nothing we're going through now is new.
No,
And
it's
people,
just being regurgitated.
yes, people really do need to go back through history, because pretty much everything we're going through now, it's how I'm able to predict most of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just go back at different points in history.
Patterns.
Yes, where they did the same thing.
It's patterns.
Because our politicians and everyone else are lazy.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they went through their history classes
Yeah.
while we were learning all the crap that was totally useless. They were going
Yeah.
through psychology, philosophy, and
Yeah.
history and everything else. They were using those, but you see again, it's like when a salesman lands to the tour and they start talking, I can tell who trained them
Uh-huh.
because I can hear the pattern they're
Yeah.
coming off with.
Yeah.
The politicians is the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once they start doing something, you can see the pattern
Yeah.
of what they're mimicking.
Mhm.
You can hear that somebody else's
You
accent.
do
in their
know
voice.
that how to tell when a politician's lying.
Yeah, I got.
His
go
mouth
ahead.
is moving.
Yeah, I got
Who's talking?
He's talking.
Aye.
Yeah. Oh, where do you go from here?
Home.
Probably.
If it's still there, if they haven't done a compulsory purchase on it, and it's now
Oh, jeez.
Aye.
Contaminated.
yep, contaminated.
Yeah.
And it sounds, again, this sounds crazy, but it's happened in Ireland before.
Mhm.
The exact same thing where
Yeah.
you've had replacements and stuff like that there. It's happening now in
Mm.
Israel, Palestine, whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it.
Mm.
It's the same thing, but that's the ones you're being presented.
Yeah.
It's happening all over the world.
Happening
Yeah.
all over.
America is based on pushing the people that were there out.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they'll tell you all the stories about how they were killing each other before we arrived, everything
Yeah.
else. Doesn't matter, you landed there, you keep pretty much, you don't see, they're talking about how the black people were oppressed. When's the last time you seen two Indians walking down the street together? So, or American Indians or natives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yet there's no talk of the northern or the Irish slaves.
No, that's right.
No.
Slave came from Slavic. It was so it was there long before that. But it was the white cargo or whatever it was there was
Yeah.
before.
Mm-hmm.
And just we'll finish up on. You got to get your turkey quick because they're
Oh,
all
yes.
going to get slaughtered.
Yes, I drove past on the way to the airport, and there's a batch of turkeys there. There's one in Randallstown, and there's one up the Randallstown line, and either they're eyeing up to. There's a bird flu, so we can't leave it another couple of months, and you can eat it for Christmas.
Yeah.
You're going to have to. We're going to kill it now because that's really important that we kill birds.
Yeah, but
for
no,
the
hold on a
flu.
wee minute because it's-
don't get the flu actually.
Don't get the fly.
No,
Yep.
yeah.
But is it in the south that they are from tomorrow? You have to keep your file
Indoors.
Indoors.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's much like COVID where they have a calendar and a watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aye.
yeah.
Bacteria
Yeah.
is fooled by a tin roof.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
sees the tin roof and goes, no, in there.
No.
They couldn't be there.
And
No.
of course, testing it with a PCR test,
Yes, aye.
which is no
Which
more
is
fit
the
for
word
purpose.
test. The word
No.
test doesn't exist in it. It's a polymer chain reaction.
Yeah.
So it's what it is was turning a small puddle of stuff into a bigger puddle of stuff. That was it. It was never a test.
That's right.
But they use it to make it seem.
Mhm.
Again, one of the previous jobs
Yeah,
I had was
nothing else
making the
to go
rooms.
on.
Aye.
And then the ostriches in British Columbia,
Oh, for goodness.
Yes,
sake.
I
they've all been slaughtered, haven't they?
Mhm.
slaughtered and
That's
strange
right.
enough with sitting so they can have target practice.
Yeah.
They actually put them in between hay bales with 1,000 bullets and shot at them.
My
That's-
goodness.
It was firing squad.
Yeah, fire aye. So
Yeah.
if the birds are sitting there, they're shooting one at a time.
Yeah. It has been pure cruel what they've done to those
Yes.
people and that area.
Again, nothing to do with the flu. Again, nothing
No.
to do with the birds.
No.
It's all to do with we can take your land.
Yes.
We
Exactly.
can come in back to your soil samples.
Yeah.
We have designated that this, what you're doing is dangerous. We
Yeah.
have to kill
Mhm.
these birds.
Where's the animal activists?
They're not jumping up to stop that
No.
because they haven't been paid to jump
Yeah.
up and
Been
stop
paid.
it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Aren't paid
It's-
to do it.
We had it down at the protest down in Uri, and they were literally paid, getting double time on a Saturday.
Yeah.
They only get paid if it's racist or anti-gay.
Oh,
So they turned up calling us racist and
all right.
anti-LGBT.
Okay. Oh, right.
No connection to what we're there doing,
Right.
but you had to be racist in it. So, and they were doing it in advance. One of the people, they were just sitting when they couldn't talk, they couldn't say anything more. We stood back, let them talk, had their say, and everyone else. Then we went up and did our speeches.
Mhm.
The police were there in force, extreme
Mhm.
force, and they get thrown because two politicians turned up, one who's in the policing board.
Mm-hmm.
And as he walked past, one of the head policemen, his jaw hit the floor because the man that's telling them how to behave was getting up on the stage. So they couldn't pass it off as what they had been there for. They had told shopkeepers to shut the doors because there was going to be a lot of trouble.
Mhm.
So they were planning to cause trouble. The police,
Yeah.
they had brought in Unison, NIBSA,
Yes.
and
What have trade
cr-
unions
Mhm.
got to do with something like that? They need to keep their noses out. They're supposed to support and be there for every member of the community, not
Mhm.
just one side.
Mhm.
they sent out an email to tell people to attend.
Yes, they did.
Because it was an official email,
Yeah.
it meant they get paid. They get their transport paid, they get paid double time on a Saturday, and because it was racist and anti-LGBT, then they could turn up.
It's disgusting. It's
So
pure
that's-
corrupt.
So it was the same thing as you're saying, they don't turn up unless they're paid. They were paid to turn up.
Mhm.
And they're standing there and they're going through the same spiel, which I think it was a Sinn Féin politician, repeated almost word for word. So just the same as you said, the news that have been handed out have been handed to Sinn Féin,
Yeah.
SDLP,
Mhm.
Unison,
Alliance.
all of them have been
Yeah.
handed the same hymn sheet to sign
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Mhm.
And we were there. So the behind they had water cannons hidden out of sight that they couldn't bring in because the
But
politicians.
it's like every
Okay.
protest that we've ever been to.
Yes,
There
yes.
has been people put in there to cause trouble.
Yes. I was one of those times I was in hospital and it was the fellas working Stormont and they twigged as the fake arrest was going on and they're bringing the fella out.
Mm-hmm.
But I was, because I'm in hospital and with editing and stuff, I collected all the footage everybody had.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually see the fella standing there being actually behaving and everything else and then getting a phone call
Mm-hmm.
and then actually going like that, flipping his hood up and then starting I guess here and then the police come in and arrest him.
Yeah.
So it was once the police had come in, that was the sign, and then you get a phone call, that was him to tell him to go, and it was all organised, orchestrated for him to be arrested, and then people would come in to fight.
For
But they didn't because people recognised it
Yeah.
and went, you come in with the police, and he's
Yeah.
standing looking at the camera. You come in with the police. We saw you, and he didn't have nothing to do. So that was it. They had leave. So they didn't get the fact that they were after
Didn't
to
get-
arrest
Yeah.
normal people.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Yeah.
get
And
that. Yeah.
That's the thing. You'll never find that arrest of that fella.
No.
It won't appear on a piece of paper anyway.
Uh-huh.
And then you have another distraction there too, but it just shows you how corrupt the BBC are as well,
Mhm.
and using things, editing
Mhm.
with the whole Trump thing.
Yes.
Mhm.
You take the same thing and you reread it out. It was the same
Yeah.
thing happened to me when I was 14. The newspapers
Yeah.
completely flipped round.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thing didn't exist, but with the Trump one, they've taken
Yeah.
something he said.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
then 58 minutes or something later, something else that
He
he
said
said,
something
and merged the two together,
together.
which made it look like he was trying to instigate violence.
And just like I said to you before the start of this, if we did something wrong, I would flick to another camera and
Yeah.
then come back.
Yeah,
And the edited version, flick to the crowd and then
Yeah.
come back to
Yeah.
hide the edit
yeah,
because it would be obvious. Because
Yeah.
as he's talking, you would see him do a jump
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
and you'd
Yeah.
see the cut.
yes.
But because they flick to the crowd,
But the soundbite was flowing.
yes. So they can make it seamless.
Yeah,
So it's obvious to people in media and stuff like that
Yeah.
what they're doing.
yeah.
But most people see it in the news and they're making the dinner at the same time and they've just
Yeah,
come
and they're
off
not
work.
paying attention, or the kids are messing in the background. And,
The fellas
Yeah.
sit at work and now nobody watches TV anymore.
yeah,
So now it's your phone.
yeah,
Did you see the thing about
yeah,
Trump?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that gets chatted at.
And like, you really can't believe much of what you're seeing on your phone now, because AI is
Yeah.
rife.
Yes. It is. I just don't even bother. I put AI and then I usually block whoever posted it
Yeah.
because I'm just sick of AI. It's
Mm.
you know, from
It's
early on.
it's taken over so many jobs.
Taking over any jobs, but it's changing reality.
Yeah,
Mhm.
If you can't judge what's happening in real life, it's
Yeah.
all lost.
yeah,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you might as well sit with a pair of AI goggles, lie in your bed and waste away into nothing. If you can't see real life, like you say, the disconnection, if you're
Yeah.
not out in the sun and everything else.
yeah,
Because during COVID, it was one of the main things I said, while the world was burning on TV,
yeah,
I says, look out that window.
yeah.
Beautiful.
And the sun is in the sky,
I
the
know,
grass is
I
growing,
know,
the trees
I
and
know.
everything else. Birds are
We
flying
were
around.
stuck in the garden the whole time, and it was absolutely amazing.
Yes,
But yet, I got criticised for being at home in my garden.
yes.
I couldn't win.
Mhm.
I couldn't win.
I worked the whole way through it.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, it's the roads were empty.
Yeah,
Empty.
the roads were actually,
Empty.
because,
Mhm.
as you say, we were like cow shite. We weren't off the road.
Aye.
Because we done the first 3 weeks. I got my garden into order, and I got my house into order, and I watched a wee bit of TV, crap TV.
Yeah.
But I had a rest,
Yep.
which I never would have done
Yep.
if I hadn't have had that 3 weeks at home.
That's
Aye.
right.
I got my garden done, which I would never have got done if I hadn't had that 3 weeks at home. So I was happy enough at that 3 weeks. After that 3 weeks, no chance. We weren't off the road,
Mhm.
and the roads were empty, and we didn't get stopped until we went to go to Benone.
Oh yes, that's right. I have a video of me going under Benone and had the camera set up and all the rest. Are you going
Yeah.
to protest? What protest?
Yes, that's what we done. That's what we done too.
Because I know if I was standing and arguing with them, I'm holding back at Paddy people are trying to get into it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And they blocked up the roads, and it made me suspicious at the time because out of the entire country, but only 2 entrances into it.
Yes.
If I was a military person,
Yes.
perfect bottleneck.
Yes.
Control everything.
Oh, we were stopped 3 times. We were
Yes.
stopped first time just at the entrance of Musselton Temple.
Mhm.
And this is how easy it was. Is your journey necessary today? Yes, it's
Yes.
necessary for his mental health. On you go.
Yeah.
Second one was, is your journey necessary today? Yes, it's necessary for his mental health. Where are you going? We're going to McGilligan Point. Are you going to Benone? Or you're not going to Benone? What's going on in Benone? That's okay, on you go.
Uh-huh.
So we were like, let's go to Benone.
Yep.
So we drove into Benone, and it was a lady then,
Yep.
and she was, what is your purpose of being here today? And was one person had said to me a long time ago, beginning of it all, first thing you do is ask, have I broken the law?
Uh-huh.
And I says, have I broken the law? No, okay, right, okay. Took the number plate of my car, on you go.
Yep.
So she knew who I was from
Yes.
the number plate of the car, well,
Yeah.
if it was registered to me.
She wanted to find
And
out.
we drove on. And there wasn't another peep said to us.
Yeah.
But there was people who possibly rocked the boat that day,
Yeah.
possibly give them a bit of jip, ended up in court.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But oh yes, why? There was people on him in court.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder what did they say at the gate or to the officers or whatever you want to call them.
That's why I went into, what are you talking about? What's on the day?
Yeah,
We're going
yeah.
to beach. We just know. Because
Yeah.
why would I tell them?
Yeah.
What? You're stopping me to go on a beach?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Mm.
That
Yeah.
kind of, so as I just tell them whatever, and that gets us on quick
Yeah.
because it didn't hold back anybody behind us. And that was it, and we went on. But my car's in the front page of the newspaper the next day, where Rosalie was driving the car up. So I was there, I was filming it, was talking in it and everything else. All the stuff involved in it. The car was in the newspaper, and not a peep ever said.
Not a word. Not a word.
So it's weird. It's one of the amazing things that we talked about before. I can't understand how I was all equipped, ready to, if anybody
Yeah.
was arguing with us, and I never got the argument,
No.
which I hated.
I know.
No,
I
I
know.
wa-
missed the argument.
Aye. So most of the time people were afraid to go out because of the fear
Yeah.
that they may be
Yeah.
challenged.
Mhm.
Again, it was
That's
an
right.
intelligence test.
That's
Yes,
right.
aye.
That's right.
Aye.
Well, also a test to see how big your balls were.
Aye. Aye. Yep.
Were you going to stand up for yourself?
I say to the Waynes, you walk into places if you own the place.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter where it is you walk in.
Yeah.
I should be here. No, that's it.
I have every right to be here.
I'm here,
Yeah.
so that's the reason.
Yeah.
What's your right to be here? I'm here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And people need to get that bit of attitude.
They do. They do.
Especially when they come across people who are assuming authority. The clipboard, the white coat,
Yeah, yeah,
the uniform.
yeah,
And you go, hold on a second. You're
Yeah.
no different from a traffic warden.
Yeah.
You're no different from a street cleaner.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why are you saying that I have to change my life to suit some opinion that you don't even have? You've
Soil
it's
Well,
planted
sample,
you.
look,
yeah.
The soil sample thing has proved that these ones are run about with clipboards and lanyards and
Yes.
stuff like that. That really haven't a clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
That's
it's
exactly
just
right.
a piece of paper or a lanyard or whatever to make them look important, or a certificate to say that they've completed their training or whatever,
Yep.
is making them look important, but at the gist of it all, they haven't a clue. They're
Yes.
just sent to do dirty work,
The version,
basically.
the corporate version of cannon fodder. They're
Yeah.
just
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're just dumb people handed to go
Yeah.
out and take the
Yeah.
brunt of what's out there
Yeah.
to bring it back to the people
Yeah.
above.
Mhm.
And they were told that they weren't to talk to the farmers. Get in, you've got permission, and do the job.
Jeez.
There you are.
Uh-huh. So
So-
again,
They
without
don't have to go and introduce themselves. Hello, I'm such and such.
Maybe.
I'm here to do your soil samples today.
Mm.
They can just walk on in and do
uh-huh.
because they've got permission.
Unbelievable.
Permission.
Isn't it?
See, hi.
Mhm.
Well, we've kept you long enough for that, so we'll maybe end her there. But we'll maybe whatever could do another night or whatever else and find out.
Well,
what
we'll
happens.
see what way this goes, what way it pans
see,
out.
see how it edits.
Aye,
Yeah, and see what way the
What we
soil
get.
samples come back.
aye, what we can dig up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be interested to
literally.
hear from a neighbouring farmer how his samples
Aye,
went.
Yeah.
and what information they give to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to start sending out a bit of paperwork. We'll start putting a few things out and ask questions
Mhm.
and see what information
T-shirts.
comes back.
And
Yeah.
we send a message out to other farmers just to see if they
Yeah.
could get involved in that. type
Other
of thing.
farmers really do need to start asking more
You
questions
do,
instead of just going, oh,
yeah. It's my
I'll do
payment.
what- yeah.
It's my payment.
I'll do what you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much
No
for coming.
bother.
It's
Thanks
been
for having
fantastic talking to you.
Great.
And thanks for everything you've been doing over the years as well.
Thank you.
That's I appreciate it more than anything else.
Part of the people.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Okay. Bye bye.